What's going on, everyone? We are back talking about some Warrior, episode 4 and 5. I really wanted to get this episode out quickly, so I didn't have time to get some images for these two episodes, so we're just going to be using the poster again. We started this episode off with Bill gambling. His problem leads him to be beaten by his old friend and former police officer, Jack Damon, who has been hired by the Feng Hai to ensure all Irishmen, even cops, repay their debts. Lee sees a woman laying next to him, which turns out to be a dream, and Assam joins breakfast where Bolo flexes on him about his past fighting for rich people when he worked on the Transcontinental. I felt the scene, I don't know where the payoff's going to go with this. I just thought it was pretty random exposition. Maybe it'll pay off later, but I mean, I like the idea of him because he doesn't like Assam, but I don't know. I just felt like it kind of took away from other scenes. But anyway, Buckley wants the chief of police to send a message to the violence in Chinatown, which is a raid a toys brothel. The mayor was in the brothel, but Buckley got him out before the police caught him. A police officer shoots one of the employees who drops his weapon, then he pisses on the corpse. It was quite ridiculous. And Lee's opinion of Bill worsens as he witnesses him take a bribe from a toy. Sam and Young Jun get high, and Sam lies to Young Jun about his sister being dead. Jacob takes Assam to see Penny, where they get to know each other, and then they begin this like little affair. Something that was interesting as well is Assam actually tells Penny about the truth of his sister, and we learn that Penny did marry the mayor to help her family through like financial ruin. I'm very curious where this relationship is gonna go moving forward, and it makes sense why the two are connected together because they're both stuck. Mei Ling and Chow set up a meeting with the leader of the Feng Hai, who she kills with poison. Despite this, his successor agrees to form an alliance with her. Buckley also spreads anti-Chinese propaganda to the press. Mei Ling gives Assam a ticket to return to China, warning him it will be his last offer before the war between the Tongs begins. Assam writes the ticket and promises that this time he will be the one to save her. This episode ends with Bill and Lee coming to an understanding after Bill does some more gambling because he's got a problem. Yeah, my thoughts on this episode did a solid job at setting up what characters are doing with some development of further relationships. I'll say it's a solid 7 out of 10 episode. Start episode 5 off with Young Jun and Assam being tasked with transporting a coffin from Nevada to San Francisco. The stagecoach driver warns the passengers the horses are weary, forcing them to stay overnight at a saloon. The saloon owner is able to relate to Assam and Young Jun for being the only other Chinese man in the saloon compared to the other racist white people with them. Young Jun feels a little left out because he's never been to China. He's only lived in San Francisco. And Assam talks with the saloon owner as he tells his story of how he got the saloon and how he found his American wife. And it's a nice little parallel with Assam also falling in love with an American woman, showing that, you know, love can happen even, you know, if the world tells you can't be together. Young Jun also finds his own love in the sex scene of the episode with Wang Kia, the saloon's native prostitute, of course, Young Jun. And tension rises as the saloon is robbed by a gang of outlaws, one being the stagecoach driver, and their leader flees when Assam and Young Jun just make quick work of his men. Assam discovers the dead man in the coffin is stuffed with smuggled gold and that the outlaws were looking for it, knowing that the leader will want revenge and plans on bringing reinforcements. So Assam and Young Jun work together with the people of the saloon to fight them. Assam and Young Jun, before the fight, talk about his American grandfather, which grows their bond a little closer. They start to get more trust in one another. And Young Jun goes up to find When Kia is escaping and he parts her with some gold, the gang of outlaws return to the saloon only to be killed by everyone in there. This built up fight I thought was pretty disappointing. I liked the idea of setting up this impossible fight, and they might have had to use their, wit and what they have to their advantage to use against their like big numbers. But they just go out guns blazing, and I mean, most of them don't really have experience with guns, but only one person gets shot, and Young Jun struggles a little bit, but it wasn't really too much of the stakes weren't really there. The other thing I don't love about this is when Kia saves Young Jun from being killed, but in the morning she still stays at the saloon, even though why wouldn't she go with Young Jun, or why wouldn't she just get out with the gold he gave her? Like, does she really want to stay in that situation she's in? We end this episode with Osama and Young Jun on horseback, and yeah, I appreciate, like I mentioned before, like the parallel relationships and the development we get of the Osama and Young Jun's bond growing stronger. Other than that, and I get the idea of having just a fun like Western episode, so I don't think this episode's bad. It just doesn't really do anything to progress the plot forward. So I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. It was okay. All right, I will see you all next time. Stay cozy.